Hi and welcome to Forever Hairstyles. Today we're going to do some more hair with beads, and right now I've already done the 5 beads I already wanted to do. What I did was I had parted one section off on top and then grabbed the bottom section, parted that way, but yet leaving some of the fringe down. I'm not going to do any beads on the strand itself. I just want 3 on one side and 3 on the other. And I'm going to show you how to do bead your hair with beads. It's really simple. You have a bead threader and you put the beads on just like so. You know, you put it in there and then it slides right down. And then you take your hair. Now, if you have too much hair, it won't thread. But if you have too less of hair, it's going to slide right off. So you want kind of, you know, a good section of hair. And you can always bring some stuff down if it's too much. Anyway, you put your hair into the loop and then you push the beads right through it like this. So, and there you go with that. Okay, so then I take down the rest of the hair. In fact, I'm going to take this whole thing down here. And then what I like to do is take temple back to the crown area on both sides and part that away because we'll use that later here. And then you take the hair and part it in the middle. And then you take your hair with the beads underneath and you start braiding, you know, taking the braids, and then you're starting to braid. Okay. Then you roll the braid up. Where you see the, you know, see the beads. And when you roll it, you're probably going to have to flatten it down. And it's a loose braid, so you're really going to have to pin this. Okay, so you're going to have probably millions of bobby pins in there. You know, you want it to be secured. And you can move your little beads any way you want. Then you do the same with this other side. You know, you get your 3 strands and whoops, and your beads. And you want to be careful with your beads. Like this example here, they might fall out. So if they fall out of your hair, you're going to have to repart the hair and maybe put a thicker strand with it. That's the word I wanted to say. And then you start braiding. Now, if you notice this here, I have this strand underneath with this strand, with this braid. And so the 3 braids, the 3 beaded hair should be in 1 strand each. So keep that in mind. I should have explained that to the first time. And then you braid. And then you roll it up. and then you pin it. Have a little problem here. Okay. In case you did that, redo it because this is not what. This braid in the front has to bring down a little bit, otherwise it's going to be right there. You can have it there if you want. For the other side, it was not, so you want to bring it down just a little bit, halfway to the strand. So, and then go ahead and start braiding. Okay. It's a little tricky, but once you get a hang of this, you'll know what to do. And then you roll it up like so. And you want to loosen it because obviously it's going to be loose braid. Now you could bring, you know, whatever up, and you can deal with the beads placement where you want to place them after you pin everything in. And make sure you place the beads or the pins so the beads, it won't be in the way of the beads. Sometimes it's hard to do that, but try to do it that way. Okay, so now your hair kind of has that look. Right at the moment, it should kind of look similar to this. And you can always mess with the beads later. I usually do anyway. So then you take this hair up here, and then you, now you can back comb this. You can take this section, and we're going to do what I call the quickie do back combing, which it's just not going to give you a huge bump, but just enough bump. And usually I do it with a paddle brush, and usually I do it with the edge, and I usually bring it down like this, or take the edge of your brush and bring it down a few times. So it should look like that. Then you bring everything over, and then if you want to, if you want to, we can put a few more braids on the edge here. So let me load up the beader. And you don't have to have a lot of beads, just a few beads. You can have as much as you want or as little as you want. Just totally depends on what you like. You can have all one color. You can have 3 colors, 4 colors. You can even get a few of these threaders and have them all lined up. You know, get 2 or 3 of them. I bought mine for probably like $1 or a little bit above $1. So, so they're not too expensive, depending on where you go get them. Now online, you got to watch for shipping. Obviously, if you buy any stuff from online, you got to look at the shipping costs. And a lot of beauty supply houses and, you know, stuff like department stores. I don't think department stores really have bead threaders. I think I went online. It was kind of like an add-on, so the shipping was free. But anyway, they're not that expensive. So anyway, so I did the outskirt or outline or the outer strand is what I'm trying to tell you. The outer strand for that. And see how I can't push anymore? That just indicates that I got a little bit too much hair in that, so I'm going to have to divide it a little less. And then look at how it works. Now if you're doing it on people, you make sure you're not pulling their head because they will let you know. So, okay, so then you got the 2 strands, and you can, and I like to kind of move them down a little bit so they're not quite up here. And then again, bring it to the braid. So kind of make it even parts, but sometimes it's hard. And then you braid them. And then we're going to pin. Oh, roll it and pin it kind of like what you did here on the side, but instead of up, you go down. And pin it really good because this is a loose braid. Sometimes they tend to go out of your head, you know, loosen up and fall out. So yeah, this is definitely a bobby pin magnet. This is a style that you definitely have to bobby pin quite a bit. So make sure you buy your box with a box full of bobby pins, and you don't have to do, you can do more strands with the beads if you wanted to. I'm just doing a few just to show you what you could do with beads besides just having it hang there. And make sure everything's pinned and tight, and you know, and you can make your beads, you know, looser, front, you know, or all together, whatever you want to do. And if it's too loose, again, bobby pin it. And this is a style, and it's an easy style, but it's also a style that you're gonna have to, style that's gonna have to, we're gonna tuck it in here. This is a style that's going to have to, it's not an overnight style. Let's just say that. You can't just like, oh, I can just do this. And you can, but yeah, you might have to practice once or twice before, you know, don't do it for like a wedding and you have no idea what you're doing or how it's going to look. Then I like, if you have kind of hair that's kind of messed up, I like to kind of bring it all back and pin it. And you could do it during your pinning, you know, it just depends what you want to do. Now, you want to make it look like you spent tons of time on your hair and it only take you less than 30 minutes. So, which I think is amazing with some of these hairstyles to do less than 30 minutes. It used to be you took a good hour, hour and a half just to do. So, and if you want to add more beads without putting it in your braid, you can take the bobby pin and the bead itself, and you can, you know, stick them in places to make it more, like, you know, there's no beads here. If you wanted to, you could. You don't have to. Just a little thought to do. So it's like that. course, it shows where it came from. I like them on the hair myself, but you know. And like, if you want it a little bit up, you can pin it somewhere. So it looks kind of like that. And then this side's kind of like that. And I like the style being a little different on each side. It's not perfect and a little different. And you could bring it all back. In fact, I'll probably be doing one on the side here, a video with a side ponytail and whatnot. So, but anyway, that is the hairstyle that could be for anything and just something neat to do, and moving your beads, and people be like, how the heck did you do that? And so have fun with it. You know, I know braiding is like the biggest thing right now. It's probably the #1 trend going on here, is how to braid your long hair and have a cute style and whatnot. So, but that's an idea of what you can do for whatever occasion you want. And there you have it.